As the saying goes, the best laid plans. So big, huge delay in getting content to you guys. And the main issue has been my stuff broke. I had recorded a couple of long videos without realizing that my camera's microphone input had conked out. And none of the audio that I recorded in those videos, including this kind of voiceover, ended up getting on the tape, which is not really a tape, is it? However, I've gotten a new camera. Everybody say goodbye to the beautiful Canon M50 that has shot well over 30 videos for this YouTube channel. This thing has served me well. It's got welding slag all over the thing. It's got a big spot on the internal mirror. It's got welding slag all over this. It has served me well in the garage. It will now go into maybe higher end webcam mode. Otherwise, I'll bury it in the backyard with the rest of the bodies. And welcome the Canon R50V. This brand new, very fancy 4K camera. So upside is all my videos are gonna be upgraded quality-wise. Downside is it took forever for me to get a replacement camera. So I apologize to you guys for that. What you're going to see here in this video is the first of at least 2 or 3 videos that I'm going to try to salvage with voiceover at my desk and an intro like this. In this particular video, Fireball Tool was so nice to send me their Dragon Wagon, which is an unbelievable fixture / fabrication table for the garage. So what you're gonna see here is not only me setting up the table, but getting my aluminum welding chops together and welding up the intercooler for the Blasphemy build. I have so much to update you guys on, from Rustmageddon to prototyping the Grey Ghost Subaru engine swap project right now, my Lacestern kit project with tons of 3D printing and prototyping, to the intercooler for the Blasphemy build, all kinds of cool stuff. So stay tuned, watch this video now. Let me know in the comments you're still here, you're still on the channel, and stay tuned for some cool new content. One of the upsides of getting the fabrication table is that I was able to use this metal table that was my previous welding table and actually set all of my fabrication stuff up on it. So now I have this really compact spot, and I've been going hard on 3D printing organizational buckets to put all my hardware in. Here's my charming intro to this video that had 0% audio on it, which is such a bummer. Look at this well-shot, well-lit scene. You can see the car in the background. Got the fab table that I've basically unwrapped and started installing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, let's move on to the actual setup of the table. One of the things that attracted me the most to this table at SEMA was this really, really cool seat that attaches to the table itself. It swivels, it raises and lowers, and it completely tucks away when you aren't using it. To me, when I have such tight space in the workshop, it is paramount to preserve space as much as I can. Everything in this entire kit is so well packed and packaged. I mean, it's all completely bomb-proof. The nuts and bolts are crazy and super thick. I think they're like a ½ inch each. And you can see that the seat attaches to the side of the table and then has this really clever mechanism that has one wheel on the bottom while you sit on the chair. It's really clever and really cool and makes you consider how much these guys realize real-world operating conditions for us fabricator types. I got really lucky because the mount for my bottle, my argon bottle, happens to tuck right into the corner, so I can set the corner of the table all the way into this corner of the workshop. The bottle hangs out perfectly on the other side, and I can mount my TIG welder to this outside tray. So it really sets up beautifully. You'll see here that I've set my vise up on this kind of vise stand. I don't love it, to be honest. It's right in the way of moving back and forth between the cars, so I'm not sure if it'll live there or not. You can see how nicely the bottle tucks in and stays out of the way of everything. Of course, then the welder is right there, really easy to get to everything. If I need to disconnect anything or whatever, then the vise is right there above it. So it really makes for a really efficient setup. Chair tucks right in, stays out of the way when I'm not using it. Even has a cool little basket where you can throw your welding gloves. Really cool though, I've got this piece of galvanized steel right in front of the table so I can put all my magnets on there. I've got my paper towels, I've got my acetone for cleaning up for my TIG welds. Everything is right here in this beautiful little corner. And of course, my favorite little 3D printed piece here that tells you whether or not you happen to have messed up your tungstens. I haven't mentioned yet, but Fireball also sent this entire set of clamps to allow me to jig things correctly when the time comes. This way I can clamp things really securely to the table and not have to worry about them moving around while I try to weld. Speaking of welding, let's get to it. I want to weld up this intercooler today, but because my aluminum welding is few and far between, I got to practice. So I've cut a few slices into a piece of 1/8" 6061 aluminum, and I'm just going to practice laying a few beads, get my welder dialed in again, get my chops back to where I like them, because obviously I don't want to mess up this intercooler. But let's get some practice in on this beautiful new table. So there's a certain confidence that comes with more reps, certainly with aluminum TIG welding. You start getting some idea of how to adjust your welder to get the results you want. And then the other factor is, as you are welding aluminum, the entire piece heats up where the welds settle deeper into the aluminum. So you got to watch out for your heat a little bit with aluminum welding. You've got to give it a little bit of time to cool down if it needs it. But once you settle in, it's pretty good. Settle into a little groove and, do a couple of inches at a time. This is never going to be like Instagram porn welding, but there are a few sections where I go, hey, it looks like I knew what I was doing there. The bottom line is, though, it was my first major piece that I've welded up like this. Certainly my first intercooler. And I will present it warts and all in the Blasphemy build. Well, there it is, boys, in all its glory, pigeon poop and all. Now, there are a few dimes in there. There's a lot of change. There's a lot of spare change, but there's a few. Come on now, let's not be silly. It's not as easy as it looks, you guys. But I think it'll be sealed, and I'm pretty excited about it. It looks pretty good for me. It's one solid piece. I cut every one of those pieces by hand, so I'm pretty proud of it. This is my quite excited closing speech after I had welded it up. And, it's inspirational words, you guys, that you missed. But next time I'll be more inspirational and I'll have the microphone on. Well, huge thanks to Fireball Tool for that Dragon Wagon table. Hope you guys enjoyed my first official intercooler weld up. Now, please stay tuned for the next couple of videos coming down the pike here. I've got this really cool 3D printing video where I show you the prototyping of my radiator mounting brackets inside the engine compartment. It's really, really cool. I've learned a ton about CAD over the last couple of months. Anyway, thank you to Fireball Tool for this amazing table. Thank you guys for watching and hanging in there. I'm sorry for the big delay. We'll see you next time.